And we're back down to the start now. The races are coming thick and fast as we head towards the lunch break. The Island Challenge Cup, Newcastle University A versus Princeton University from the USA.
Wonderful to hear the two coxes urging their crews off at the start. There's that big cacophony of sound as they sprint off the start. That noise from the puddles and the engines and all the crowd beside it. Great start as the crews battling it out down the island, 15-20 strokes in, neck and neck.
And hello to those of you joining us from the United States of America for this broadcast. Princeton University closest to us on screen, currently just being led out by Newcastle University A crew, but still a long way to run down this track.
Newcastle with a much more aggressive start after the first 20 or 30 strokes, and they squeeze into lead about 3/4 length, maybe a length, and it looks like they've maintained that as we're coming probably about a quarter of the way down the course, passing the barrier signal there. Newcastle on the right hand side, Princeton on the left. And it's always interesting at Henley when you have a mix-up from crews from different rowing nations, because there's always a bit of a question mark about the pedigree, isn't it? You don't know how a race is going to run out, whereas lots of the local clubs know each other inside out. When you've got an American against an English club, anything could happen.
Yeah, that's right. That's a great point, Jim, because we saw obviously two American crews go head-to-head earlier this morning, and they no doubt would have some kind of read on the standard. And similarly, as you say, the crews from Britain, they will have been racing each other across many different events, British University champs, where this Newcastle University A crew came fourth in the Championship A. So they would know each other, but they would have had very little understanding probably of the speed of this Princeton University crew. But currently Newcastle University A still leading Princeton University from the US. I think what Newcastle are doing really well is that they're really strong into that back end of the stroke. You can see in the 8 it's incredibly important to finish your strokes off. You can't cut it off and chase on to the next stroke. You've really got to sit back together, and that's what they're doing really well, and pushing those puddles down and away.
Yeah, they're levering the boat, aren't they? Making absolutely everything of it, and then they're not leaving any power wasted. It's all power and length as long as they possibly can, and they're just levering that boat to the water. But Princeton not just giving up at all, aren't they? Taking 37 strokes a minute. Slightly shorter, more punchy strokes, but they're trying to keep in touch with Newcastle. We're through halfway now. Just coming past Upper Thames Rowing Club and then Birmingham Club. It's about length and 2/3. And even though we've still got a couple of minutes to go, you can hear the crescendo of the support building as you come up towards the finish. I'm sure the Newcastle fans on the far side, that's where most of the spectators are along the course, cheering the home crew on.
Wonderful shot across the course there. Both of these 8s powering through the middle section of the race. The umpire's launch following behind. It looks like John Hedger there in the front of the boat.
And you see the signals too. The 1 and the 2 in the shot, there's John Hedger in his Hampton blazer, and it's one of the Heracles, one of the 6 50-foot launches that follows the races here at Henley. And on that launch, there's the umpire at the front, there's coaches and spectators, and at the back, the timekeepers and the race reporter. It's the team on the launches, 13 people normally, and now cut back to the Newcastle crew. They're looking very composed, the faces are relaxed.
As they're coming up towards the enclosures now, they'll start to hear the roar of the crowd. Big crowd here joining us for the Wednesday. They're building throughout the morning and into the afternoon.
The Princeton crew there battling to try and get back on even terms. But Newcastle now taking 1 or 2 strokes less a minute. They've got longer or languid stroke, and that great shot there we have the bow just cutting, cleaving its way through the water in a very controlled way.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job here. Newcastle University A still in the lead in the Island Challenge Cup, the student women's 8s.
Shot there of the Princeton crew. It's the back of Giselle Grazzi. I love these shots. You just show how synchronized you have to be in any kind of rowing 8. Yes, there's 9 people in there, but all of you doing exactly the same thing every single stroke. All 220 odd strokes there are as you cover the 2,112 metres of the course, and there's not many of those metres left. Newcastle passing one of the 2 grandstands here. At the finish, you can hear the cheers building, and they've got maybe 15 strokes or so to go.
Yeah, Newcastle just seem to have grown in confidence all the way down the course. They've just gotten stronger and stronger. Really impressive display from this crew from the UK.
It's really composed, isn't it? Long, composed, really nice row.
Princeton desperately sprinting. They're trying to close that gap, and they are making an impact, but they're going to run out of water here as crossing the line in the Island Challenge Cup. It is Newcastle University A over Princeton University from the United States of America. Confirmation there of the result. Newcastle University A defeating Princeton University in the Island.